Hello, in this presentation, we will introduce our paper titled Beyond Reg versus Long Context, Learning Distraction-Aware Retrieval for Efficient-Only Grounding. Although prior works have highlighted the detrimental impact of distracting passages on retrieval performance, relatively little attention has been paid to retrieval strategies that explicitly mitigate such influence. The figure here visualize different retrieval strategies and their impact on performance for open and closed source model. As shown in the figure, top-K retrieval, ranking approaches, and the hybrid strategy which combines similarity-based top-K retrieval with relevance-based top-N selection are all susceptible to distracting passages, leading to incorrect answers. Counterintuitively, even when all passages individually lead to the correct answer, their collective inclusion can complicate the reasoning process and ultimately cause the model to generate incorrect outputs. Based on these observations, we define distracting passages as passages that misguide the LLM in generating the correct answer, irrespective of whether they lead to correct answer when individually retrieved. Furthermore, the differing outcomes in the top row and the bottom row demonstrate that retrieval effectiveness is strongly tied to the capacity of the underlying LLM. These findings underscore the inherent difficulty of reliably retrieving passages that yield correct answers, motivating the need for retrieval strategies that explicitly account for distracting effects in relation to model capacity. This is an overview of LDAR. Given a query, a fixed pre-trained retriever computes cosine similarity scores between the query and passages. Then periodic embeddings encode each score into a token, followed by a transformer encoder that processes the tokenized similarity distribution. The encoder representations are aggregated via attention pooling, after which two output heads predict the lower and upper quantile that define the similarity interval used for retrieval. The selected passages are passed to the pre-trained LLM for prediction, and the evaluation signal is used to update the adaptive retrievers through gradient-based learning.
Intuitively, allowing the adaptive retriever to select passages via independent Bernoulli sampling for each candidate is also a valid strategy. However, the Bernoulli-based variant of LDAR fails to identify a balanced trade-off between the RAG and long context approach. This limitation arises from its need to explore the entire combinatorial subset selection space, which impedes generalization and ultimately causes convergence to a local optimum, which corresponds to the long context approach in this case. In contrast, band-based retrieval reduces the effective search space from the combinatorial subset selection to a low-dimensional and smooth control space, yielding a temporally abstract retrieval strategy that enables more sample-efficient credit assignment and promotes better exploration. LDAR adapts its retrieval strategy based on the similarity distribution between the query and passages. If passages with high semantic similarity exist, LDAR tends to focus narrowly on that region. In contrast, when no passages exhibit strong semantic similarity, LDAR expands the retrieval range to ensure broader information coverage, even at the cost of incorporating more potentially distracting passages. LDAR generally achieves significantly higher performance compared to all other baselines, while losing only about half the token usage of the long context approach. These results suggest that a trade-off between information coverage and distraction does exist, and that Elder is able to balance such trade-offs by leveraging the similarity distribution between the query and passages. In this experiment, we evaluated whether retrieval strategies of Elder can generalize in a zero-shot manner to an unseen benchmark. White cells denote LC, gray denotes RAG, and red denotes Elder. Elder still achieves better average performance compared to RAG or the long context approach, while also attaining a lower token usage ratio relative to the long context approach. Thank you for listening.